31 here in New York. Fox News alert. 2 people have not been found after a gas explosion ripping through a 5-story apartment building in Lower Manhattan. That was the smoke that lasted for hours. This was the fire, though. Authorities say the blast injured more than 24 people. Look at those flames, 4 of them in critical condition. More than 250 firefighters responding, scrambling to put out a 7-alarm blaze.
We just heard this big boom. We didn't know if it was a car accident, what happened, and we peer out the back windows where our apartment is facing, and we just hear screaming. So we come downstairs right away. People are running down the street. There's a glass shattered everywhere. You start seeing the smoke. Someone's like climbing the fire escape, and it's madness, chaos.
And I saw a man. The fire escape had been blown out, completely mangled from the explosion. So he was trying to scale the fire escape to get where it was still intact, and he was going in and smashing windows in with his elbow, trying to get people out.
Well, senior correspondent Rick Leventhal back on the scene live this morning. East Village, Greenwich Village, Lower Manhattan. Is the fire department still there? Rick, what's happening?
Yeah, they're still here, Bill. The street, 2nd Avenue shut down. There's construction equipment here and cranes and fire trucks, and there are firefighters in a bucket up there still putting water on some of the hot spots here. Yesterday, one of the positives of the story was that authorities thought that everyone had gotten out, that no one was missing or unaccounted for, but that news changed overnight with as many as 6 people being looked for who they thought might have either been in the restaurant or the apartment buildings. 4 of those people have been found, but authorities are still, we're told, desperately searching for 2 people. One of them, according to the family, is Nicholas Figueroa. He's 23 years old. He was on a lunch date at Sushi Park, which was on the ground floor of the building at 121 2nd Avenue where the explosion happened. He paid the check. His date, though, is one of the people who's being treated in a local hospital. And so far, Bill, there's been no sign of Nicholas.
Wow. What do we know about what happened? There was construction underway, or what's the story now?
Yeah.
Rick?
Well, there were utility workers with Con Ed who were at that building inspecting a new gas line that had been installed, and it failed inspection, so they shut that line down. But apparently construction workers then hit another line in the restaurant, and that triggered the blast that began inside that building. That sparked a fire in that building, and then that spread to the neighboring buildings. One building collapsed, then another building collapsed. A third is now in danger of coming down. As you mentioned, 250 firefighters responded to the scene. The first arrived in 3 minutes, but neighbors were already there helping people get out. You saw a woman trying to get out of one of the buildings that was
downstairs with all my rags.
He was on a fire escape at one of the buildings that was rocked by
on fire. Yeah.
It was on fire.
And then all the guys were helping her, trying to tell her to jump. They're big guys, and she just stayed. She finally got the thing unlatched, and I was right there. The thing came down, and I jumped right up, grabbed her, and she came down with me.
And, Bill, the numbers are fluid and keep changing. The latest tally is 25 injured, 4 of them critically. Again, 2 people unaccounted for. The building where this happened had been standing since at least 1886, Bill.
Rick Leventhal, thanks. Live on scene again there today. Thank you, Rick. 35 minutes past the hour.